support of stem cell research, and a Penn State t-shirt is awkwardly looked away from. And now for the weekly feature your fragile, susceptible mind already has your lips salivating for. This is the Onion Week in Review. Sources reported today that 10-year-old Brandon Thomas, who is currently homesick at his friend Kevin's sleepover, needs to just tough it the fuck out.
I don't feel like playing Xbox right now.
The pathetic little bitch who claims he just doesn't feel like eating any birthday cake or joining in any activities with his friends, frankly needs to grow a pair because his parents only live 10 minutes away, for Christ's sake. Here's what the whiny pansy had to say for himself.
I wasn't crying. It's just allergies. I want to go home.
What a f***ing wuss. In other news, a voicemail from mom is deleted 3 words in, and a man with nice eyes is blown. All right, now off with you. I can't have you seeing me like this. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Sit down and be a responsible radio show host. That's how you fix it. How you doing today, guys? This is Will Coley from the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. My van hasn't been running for a week now, and we've been fixing things and unfixing things. And, well, we fixed and unfixed another thing today and found what the actual problem is. It's not the tensioner arm. It's not the belt. It's the bracket that holds the alternator, where you put the bolt in, the hole that's broken. Because it's cast aluminum, which means cheap garbage, and that means cold weather doesn't like it. So it's broken, and because it's broken, we had to undo it again. So Aria will be with us shortly. Right now it's just me, lucky you. Totally not prepared, totally not set up. Oddly enough, Aria and I had talked about what we were going to do today before I got here. And we are just going to do the laziest, craziest thing. See, we're the only AM radio show, talk radio show that I know of that has a full-time imam that works as a host. So we are going to kill some time in the first hour by listening to exactly that. This is today's khutbah. This is the Malik Center. This is my other job when I am not here.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله
وفي أماننا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك النبي محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. So today, brothers and sisters, I wanted to talk about what we see when we leave this place and how it relates to what the Prophet ﷺ saw in Arabia when he would leave his house before Islam. Kind of define how Quran discusses Jahiliyyah and discuss how that's directly related to kibr, to arrogance, to pride, to this feeling of self-exaltation and the dangers of it, inshallah. Now, Quran discusses Jahiliyyah in 4 different ways. The first, says they thought about Allah a belief that was not true. The Jahiliyyah Arabs, they knew of Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, they knew of Allah, but they thought about Him a thing that was not rooted in truth, but rather rooted in ignorance. This is a Jahili view of the world. It's a way of looking at the dunya as individuals from a perception of Jahiliyyah. A Jahiliyyah perspective, so to speak. The second is, Allah asks, do they prefer the ruling of Jahiliyyah? Now, if we look at the ruling of Jahiliyyah and what is its base, we see that in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the way the court systems and the governments worked was that if they saw a man who was poor, they would prefer a rich man to that person. So if a man who was wealthy and influential committed a crime, he would be and go free. But if a man who was poor committed a crime, he would be held to the utmost letter of the law. We see this today when we leave this building, when we look at the newspaper, when we look at the governments, when we look at the news, and we see over and over again those who are wealthy in this society looked at over and above those who have nothing. This is a Jahiliyyah way of ruling.
All right, we'll be back right after this with more of The Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what the readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. freedomsphoenix.com, constantly providing the information, the real news about government policies, and the real relationship we all have with the coercive government, the real condition of the economy, innovations in technology, breakthroughs in energy, health, and computer science. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media. The corporate media, nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but now there's an alternative. freedomsphoenix.com. Constant news updates on the issues that affect your life in the most important ways. With liberty and property under constant attack, freedomsphoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda, and it encourages the participation of its readers. Go to freedomsphoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, phoenix.com. freedomsphoenix.com. The revolution between the ears has already happened.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
Here on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting out of our Horizon.global studios here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. It is another beautiful day in the Shire. And it's just me right now. Aria is, well, she's not here yet. So we've been, well, as I said before, we're the only radio show that I know of in our market that has a full-time imam working. So we decided, since I'm in the studio by myself for the first hour, that we would use that as an opportunity to give you a chance to hear what some sermons in the mosque that I run might sound like. So we'll get right back to that.
This is a Jahiliyyah way of justice. Aisha radiallahu anha said that in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, but in Jahiliyyah, that they used to have relations, and there would be children born of this, and then they would have Jahiliyyah Maripovich, who you're not the father, so to speak. Where they would have a man who was schooled in looking at a child and picking the traits of the father. So it'd be basically like a modern paternity suit. You'd have either the woman or two men who are contesting who the father of the child is, and then the person would come and they would look at the face and they would look at the child, and they would decide based on what the child looked like who the father of the child was. This was a ruling of Jahiliyyah. This was a ruling of Jahiliyyah. This was a way of doing things that we now know as a way of doing things that is ignorant. That the best way to establish paternity is to have taqwa. Is not to commit zina. Is to have children in wedlock. Not to have random relations around and then not know who a father is. The third is a culture of Jahiliyyah, where the women, the wives of the Prophet, a good example, were told, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to go behind a curtain. Because at the time, the culture of the Jahili Arabs was, there was nothing over the door or the window of the door. The people could just walk by and look in and see the women. They were unprotected. Umar ibn al-Khattab went to the Prophet ﷺ and told him, I don't like that your women are unprotected, that the people can walk by and just look in. Because people have evil thoughts and evil ideas. And this was when the ayat of hijab comes down. To correct this Jahiliyyah in the culture. To protect, maintain, and exalt the women. The fourth is in a behavior, a countenance of Jahiliyyah. The Prophet ﷺ speaks of the kuffar as having hamiyah in their hearts. Hamiyah. Now, the scholars of Arabic, of language, say that hamiyah includes three things. Anafa, arrogance. Iba, full of the self. And nahwa, ostentation. And that this is the culture and the countenance and the behavior of the kuffar. That this is the countenance and the behavior of jahiliyyah, of ignorance. That the very base of the behavior of jahiliyyah is kibr. Kibr, arrogance, pride. Oh, I'm Punjabi, I'm better than him because he's a Baluchi. Oh, I'm Qureshi, I'm better than him because he is Tamimi. Oh, I'm American, I am better than him because he is... Pick a country. This feeling that we are exalted in ourselves, either through our wealth, through our lineage, through our degrees, through our businesses, through all of these things. This is the behavior and the countenance of jahiliyyah. The very base of the countenance and behavior of jahiliyyah is kibr. Now in the second half of the khutbah, we're going to actually talk about kibr, how to get rid of kibr, and how the Prophet ﷺ and Allah define kibr. وَقَالُوا كُلُّ هَذَا وَاسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهَ وَأَتُوبُ إِلَيْهِ.
سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. والصلاة الكاملة.
Give thanks to Allah for the moon and the stars. Praise Him all day for what is and what was. Take hold of your iman, don't give in to shaitan. Oh, you who believe, please give thanks to Allah.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Did you know that Free Aid is a mutual aid, educational, and networking organization? At Free Aid, we support volunteers who provide first aid. We do outreach to the public about health and safety, and we bring together medically skilled freedom lovers. Free Aid is made possible by your generous support. Donors can receive great gifts like first aid kits, t-shirts, silver dime cards, and hoodies. The Free Aid Silver Dime Card Project is sponsored in part by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage, Freedom's Phoenix, and Don't Tread on Meme. Visit fr33aid.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. Physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Email is easy, instant, and free, and that can be real embarrassing. Email lacks the eye contact and body language you get in face-to-face conversation, or the tone of voice and other nuance you hear in a telephone conversation. Email is just words, often few words. We're all smothering in spam, so we often reply in terse fashion that's easy to misunderstand. And email doesn't cost you a postage stamp, and it lacks the deliberation time it'd take to walk to the snail mail box. So it's easy to succumb to the "oh yeah" stimulus response trap. When in doubt, don't snap back at snippy messages you get. You may have mistaken the sender's intent. And unless you're sending AOL to AOL, there's no unsend. For more tips on critical communication skills for the way things are now, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.FM.
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت سيدنا محمد الوسيلة الفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعده وارزقنا شفاعته يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد.
بسم الله والحمد لله صلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. So moving forward, discussing this idea of kibr and is the base of the behavior of jahiliyyah. The Prophet ﷺ talks about on the Yawm al-Qiyamah that Allah will make unadi, collars, for those who, Allah has said that my people, my nisab, are the people of taqwa. Those who, and we know who are the people of taqwa, are the people who they contemplate God watching them even if they can't see Him. The people who their behavior in secret is as good, if not better, than their behavior in public. These are the people of taqwa. But there will be collars fashioned for those who Allah will say to them, we told you who our nisab was, but you decided you would do your own way. You have your own lineage. That this one is better than this one because he's the father of so-and-so and such and such. That this is the lineage. But Allah tells us who is the nisab of Allah? The people of taqwa. The people of taqwa. There'll be a day. There's a day that's coming. We all know about it. We've all heard about it our whole lives. Even if we weren't Muslim, we've heard about it our whole entire lives. There is a day that's coming where your Armani suits are not going to help you. Your silk ties are not going to help you. Your pretty cars are not going to help you. I'm the father of such and such, who's the son of such and such, who built such and such. None of that matters. You're going to stand. You're going to literally be the men and women who stood in this world, in this life, in the ostentation of this life, will literally be stripped naked before Allah. And Aisha radiallahu anhu looked at the Prophet ﷺ and she said, naked? Ya Rasulullah, won't people be looking at each other? And the Prophet ﷺ responded, it is a much, much greater thing to keep their attention. No one's going to be worried or checking anybody out on that day. It will be nafsi, nafsi, me, and nothing else. Nafsi, nafsi, and nothing else. In the riwayah it said, the Prophet ﷺ said, that if a man comes on the day of judgment and he has 1 atom's weight, 1 atom's weight, in another riwayah, a mustard seed, and let us hope that that is the proper one. Because all of us have to admit, we have an atom's weight of kibr. Somewhere within ourselves there is an atom's weight of kibr. The Prophet ﷺ said, even that much you will not smell the perfumes of paradise. A man came to the Prophet ﷺ and he asked, Ya Rasulullah, some of us, we like to wear a nice thobe, we like to wear nice sandals, and we might wear a nice turban, a nice hat. Is this kibr? Is it kibr? The Prophet ﷺ says, Allah is beauty, and He loves beauty. But al-kibru ba'd al-haqqi ghayr an-nas. Kibr is to reject truth and to have contempt for the people. Ghayr an-nas, not ghayr al-muslimin. Ghayr an-nas, the people. Human beings, your fellow creation, to look at them with contempt. See, many of us as Muslims today, we've had this religion in our hands for too long. We've grown harsh, impatient, prideful. We forget the Sahaba were converts. They were all unguided, unwashed, unbelieving. Umar ibn al-Khattab was seen as from among the worst of them. Today he's seen as from among the best of us. Khalid ibn Walid and Ikrimah ibn Abu Jahl murdered Muslims. They stormed and destroyed the Muslims during the Battle of Uhud. And then one day, many years later, they stood on the hill as they saw the Romans, and the Romans looked like locusts, and they shouted as the people who were with them began to feel fear, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. People who were trying to kill the Prophet ﷺ, who tried to wipe out the community. For 20 years, the Prophet ﷺ called to Abu Sufyan. For 20 years, Abu Sufyan fought him. But the Prophet ﷺ had the patience, the forbearance, the love, the kindness to ignore their jahiliyyah, to ignore their arrogance, to ignore their hate, and to continue to call to them. Many of us, we couldn't stand being rejected for 5 minutes. He spent 20 years, sallallahu calling to Abu Sufyan, and when they defeated the kuffar in Mecca, when he entered into the city, he didn't curse, he didn't murder, he honored Abu Sufyan. Whoever enters Abu Sufyan in his home finds himself in a place of security. We must purge the kibr from our hearts. We must remember, la ilaha, that we have to get this mindset out of our head that just because we say la ilaha illallah, that we are somehow better than the person next to us. The munafiq says la ilaha illallah and he is lower than the kafir. And if you are aren't scared of nifaq, then you are a munafiq. According to Hassan al-Basri, the one who's not afraid of nifaq is the munafiq. Omar was afraid of nifaq. Omar went and said, by Allah, tell me, do you see in me what you see in those people? The man responded, no, I don't see in you what you see in them. Omar said, I want to know, is Omar a munafiq? Omar ibn al-Khattab was scared of nifaq, was scared of arrogance. Arrogance, unfortunately, is one of those sins that when we have it in ourselves, the only person who can see it is someone else. We can never see this thing within ourselves. So let us all look deeply, brothers. Let us all look deeply and see, do we have even a mustard seed, just a grain of pride, to feel that we are better than someone else? Because we're...
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Free Talk Live.
And that's what it really comes down to. I think the internet is becoming more and more conservative. I've been online for 20 years. Really? And everyone's trying to make money now. And when you get money involved, you start having people scared of their own shadows or their own nipples.
A long time ago, whitehouse.com
porn site
was a porn site. There was a website that misspelled Blue's Clues somehow and was a porn site. And yeah, you don't really see those nowadays.
But I don't know. I mean, back in the 20 years ago, you didn't have 2 girls, 1 cup.
You didn't, but if you did, there wasn't that much complaint about it because usually people that were online 20 years ago, you had to have a certain amount of technical sophistication.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Nestle Toll House Morsels, helping you create special moments and memories your family will cherish forever. Visit us at tollhouse.com. You may bake for birthdays and holidays, but why stop there? Sweeten up the rest of the year by designating monthly dessert days. Treat your family to one of their favorites or surprise them with something new. Either way, you'll create a tradition everyone will love. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom live on LRN.fm. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.fm.
Call to Freedom here on LRN.fm. I got Aria sleeping over there in the cuff. Poor thing.
Yeah, I am wore out.
Yeah, Aria's been working on my car. That's right. That's right. All you taint smacks on the Twitch feed that are out there every day.
I'd like to actually start a car repair facility called like Trannies.
That would be pretty funny.
It would be worth it just for the name.
Yeah. Trannies.
Of course, I can't repair transmissions, but
it's okay. It's okay.
I think people would get the idea.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so
man, that and working until 3 o'clock in the morning it's
killing you.
It is.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm feeling right now too. Because you're getting home at 3, but I'm getting up at 5. So neither one of us get any sleep. So anyway, it's been a crazy week. I tore my hand up, and right,
Mine's not quite as bad as yours, though.
Yeah, Aria tore hers up today. Tore my hand up. Van's been busted up, so we haven't been, you know, it gets dark at 2:00 in the afternoon here. So, you know, trying to race daylight, it's like, okay, so do we squeeze the last 20 minutes of daylight out and run a refeed, or do we, no, let's get that last 20 minutes of daylight, and then it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah.
Good times, though.
It is. I can't believe it's a bracket. All that.
I can't either.
All that.
I swear I've never seen it before.
Yeah?
Never.
All of that, and it's a bracket. I always thought they were metal.
Well, it is metal.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
Yeah, I thought...
Metal that's...
I thought the drive shaft would break before one of those broke, you know?
Right.
I thought they were about as tough as a vehicular component got.
Right. It's the bracket that holds my alternator on.
Yeah.
It's
sure
broken.
enough, while I was taking the alternator off, man, it's just pieces of the bracket just started falling away. I was like, oh my God. It's New Hampshire weather, man.
It's probably an original part.
I don't actually know if cold makes metal brittle or not. I know it makes bone brittle.
Yeah.
But it seems like it would, because heat
I've done
does.
quite a bit of car repairs since we got here. Quite a bit of car repairs since we got here.
I believe it.
Yep. I don't understand how it just broke.
This will help with the battery issue as well.
Yeah.
The alternator probably hasn't been charging properly because it's, you know, had that give in it.
That's crazy. I wonder how it broke.
Well, I mean, the pressure held by a belt should never be enough to break, you know, aluminum.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's crazy.
The cold weather combined with the age, combined with, I mean, it's not even that old, you know?
It's a 93. So that's 20 some odd years old. You know.
It's still a piece of solid metal, though.
It
I mean,
is.
if that fell on you, you would break several bones.
Yeah. It's, what do they call it? Cast aluminum.
Mm.
You know? That's why it broke. It's cast aluminum. It's pot metal. That's what they call it. It's crap. It's pot metal.
It's still really thick crap, though.
It is, yeah.
I would not want to be hit with it.
I'm just flabbergasted.
I am too. But, you know, it's good to be able to look at it and go, okay, that is the problem.
Yeah.
We fix that, you'll be good to go.
Yeah. In more ways than one. That's the best part, is that's, like you said, it's probably that the battery's just never been getting charged all the way back up.
Yeah. There's no ambiguity in that, like there was the tensioner pulley. Like, well, it's probably the tensioner pulley because we can't figure out what else it could be.
Yeah. But
this is like, yeah.
That's the one, yo. And oh my God, the part. Jesus Christ. Okay, it's a flat piece of metal with some holes drilled in it. It is, we're not talking like calibrated nothing with spring. It's literally.
I mean, you could go to a metal fabricators with the design and have them make you one for that price that AutoZone gave you.
No, AutoZone said we can't get that for you.
Oh, that's right. It was Chevrolet that
they said the only place you can get that is from the dealer. And I was like, okay, so I'll call Chevrolet. And he was like, oh, yeah, those little bastards are pretty expensive. And I was like, define pretty expensive. $170. And I'm like, it's a flat piece of metal, yo, with some holes drilled in it. This is not anything, you know, like a pump. It ain't got no moving parts. It's literally.
It literally just has to sit there.
It's a flat piece of metal that you bolt on. It's like, yep, it's pretty necessary, though, isn't it?
Right.
So we're going to charge you $170 for, I bet there's 75 cents worth of materials there. It's pot metal, yo. It's cast aluminum. Okay, maybe.
I don't know. My brother-in-law works at an aluminum factory.
Maybe $5 or $6 worth of materials. And then $170. I'm like, Is it plated or something? Is it like silver plated?
Are you going to install it for that price? What are we talking here?
Does that include
But good God, no! At Chevrolet, the installation fee on that would be $1,500, I bet.
Oh wow, yeah, probably.
I took my Camaro to an auto, and it wasn't an auto dealer, but an auto mechanic once, and they were like, "Well, we're going to need $900 to replace your starter." I was like, "But it's definitely the starter." They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, okay. I will see you never again."
Yeah.
I will go get that starter and put it on in 30 minutes.
Yeah. And I can keep my $900.
They took
I'm going on vacation because I just made $900.
Right. They took my ignition apart, though. My steering column made ignition apart. I don't remember why, but they wouldn't put it back together because I refused to get the repairs with it. I paid the diagnostic fee. I was like, okay, you did this as part of your diagnostic. Now go put my car back together.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we're not doing it. So, can I speak to your manager?
Works. Yeah, that's not the way
I'm the
this
owner.
works.
Okay, well, I guess I'm screwed then.
Wow. That's some like, you got to take me to small claims court, so I'm going to be a prick because I can.
Yep.
Ugh, man. Punch some people in their face. Oh. I love the AutoZone. That was the best part. Going into AutoZone.
Oh, and them.
Just like, oh, so you're the one who knows everything that's going on here. I didn't see that coming. The guy behind the counter, the look on his face.
Oh, when you asked me about,
yeah,
I don't remember what it was.
He's like, oh, so you're the one that knows what's going on here. I did not expect that.
It does seem a total reversal.
It does. It does.
Here's this bearded dude
with a flannel and a pair of jeans on. I can change a tire and chop wood, but I'm not putting a serpentine belt on. I'm not going through all that. No.
I've done it 7 or 8 times.
I've just gotten lazy, I guess. You know, like Farrah, she's like, I'm going to learn how to change the oil. And I'm like, yeah, and for $4 more than it'll cost you to do it yourself, you can let the guy at Walmart do it. You got to drive there to buy the oil anyway. You know? It's like, oh. Really? Yes. Yes, really. I mean, why do you think that we do that instead of me doing it? Because for $4 more than me doing it, I can have somebody else do it. So I'm lazy like that. I mean, what's that? The cartoon said back in the 60s?
I don't think it's lazy. I think it's sensible. Your time is worth more to you than that.
Work smarter, not harder. Anyway, we'll be back with let's see here. We got social justice warriors in the Red Dead Redemption universe. Star Trek's William Shatner defending Ethereum, and a guy from Utah.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way. You can't do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me. Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, hey. Who do you think you are? Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today.
You ain't gonna make it.
Wait a minute.
Forget the road.
Whoa. Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable!
Why are you running from me?
Because you're scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, November 9th, 2018. Silver is trading at $14.33 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,219 per ounce. Zen is trading at $15, and the average price of Bitcoin is $6,413. Antiwar.com reports continuing the trend of almost daily civilian casualties in Saudi airstrikes against targets in Yemen. A Saudi warplane on Thursday attacked and destroyed a house in the Zabid district of the port city of Hodeidah, killing 6. The airstrike destroyed a family's home, killing the father and 5 of his children. The mother survived but was wounded in the attack. Saudi officials have not commented on why the strike happened. Saudi-backed forces are attacking Hodeidah in recent weeks, trying to seize the vital port through which most of Yemen's humanitarian aid flows. They've taken most of the city's outskirts, but the Houthis have prevented them from entering so far. This has meant Saudi warships and planes pounding the inside of the city on a daily basis, and many of the strikes seem to be hitting random houses in residential areas. Saudi officials, who previously were defending airstrikes as militarily justified, have had little to say lately and just aren't commenting on the deaths. Zencash has changed their name to Horizon to better represent their transition from a cryptocurrency to a pioneering platform that protects consumer data. They're working towards the day when anyone will be able to build privacy-based applications on the Horizon platform and generate income from them. This will allow Horizon to bring thousands of real-life services to the community. Services that provide freedom, utility, and privacy. Learn more at horizon.global and join the Horizon community. HORIZEN.global. UPI reports a federal appeals court Thursday upheld a lower court's temporary order stopping the Trump administration from ending Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or DACA. The Obama-era program had protected hundreds of thousands of young undocumented immigrants who arrived in the United States as children, known as Dreamers, from being deported. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled Thursday that President Donald Trump's decision to phase out the program would cause irreparable harm to the roughly 700,000 people it shields. The court said in its ruling, "We conclude that plaintiffs are likely to succeed on their claim that the rescission of DACA, at least as justified on this record, is arbitrary, capricious, and otherwise not in accordance with law." The ruling means a nationwide injunction, which is allowing the program to continue, remains in effect. In response, the Trump administration has asked the U.S. Supreme Court for a review of the injunction. The program, started in 2012, allows young immigrants who came to the United States as children to apply for a renewable 2-year visa to work legally and saves them from fear of deportation. Applicants must have been in the United States since at least the year 2007 and arrived before the age of 16. They must also have been under the age of 31 when DACA went into effect, must be enrolled in school, have a high school diploma, or be a military veteran, and have a mostly clean criminal record. Born into a devastating world and raised among the crowd, the Cloudwalker assumes a new identity and begins the unrelenting quest for truth. In this epic journey, he discovers dark secrets about aspects of his previous life that he once trusted. Through the Journal of the Cloudwalker, he shares both the traumatic hardships and the eternal beauties of his experiences. Fueled in the beginning by his unsettling thoughts and emotions, he learns how to find peace with everything he has woken up to. Dear Society by the Cloudwalker is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports the captain of the World War II-style tourist duck boat that sank on a Missouri lake during a storm in July, killing 17 people, was charged on Thursday with misconduct, negligence, and inattention to duty in an indictment by a federal grand jury. Kenneth Scott McKee of Verona, Missouri, was charged in a 17-count indictment, 1 count for each of the passengers who died when the vessel sank on July 19th. McKee was captain of the vessel operated by Ripley Entertainment Incorporated, which ran duck boat tours in Branson, Missouri, on nearby Lakes, Taneycomo, and Table Rock Lake, where the incident occurred. He could face a prison sentence of up to 10 years for each of the 17 counts. There were 31 passengers aboard the boat on Table Rock Lake when hurricane-strength winds churned up the water and sank the craft, causing one of the deadliest U.S. tourist tragedies in recent years. McKee is accused of failing to properly assess the severe weather, instruct passengers to use personal flotation devices, or head for shore and prepare to abandon ship. McKee's attorney, J.R. Hobbs, said in an email that he was working out with his client how he should surrender to officials. In addition to a possible sentence in federal prison without the possibility of parole, McKee could face a $250,000 fine. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Tensions in Washington, D.C. reached a new high yesterday as several dozen members of Congress took a class of visiting school children hostage, barricaded themselves inside the Capitol Rotunda, and demanded $12 trillion in cash. The children were rounded up at gunpoint, whereupon the House Speaker informed negotiators that one child would die every hour unless their demands were met. Here now, a brief video one of the students was able to send out from inside the Capitol.
Nobody move, you're all gonna die! This kid's got a phone.
Historians across the country politely reminded Americans this week to quickly check and see what has happened in the past before making any big decisions.
Just take any book with history in it and then quickly skim through it to see what decisions in the past turned out to be bad. And then once you've pinpointed them, simply don't make those same decisions again. Because if a bad thing happened again, you see, that would be very bad indeed, wouldn't it?
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Welcome to our Crypto Hour here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM, broadcasting live from the Horizon.Global studios. It is, Crypto Hour brought to you by the Motion Project over at motionproject.org. And, the first story we got tonight, something Ari and I both found kind of amusing. This is coming from the BBC News. YouTube U-turn over Red Dead Redemption 2 suffragette clips. The suffragette is one of the many computer-controlled characters who can be attacked in the game.
Oh my goodness.
YouTube,
would it have killed them to write NPC?
Right. It's BBC.
I mean, who doesn't play video games today, though?
Maybe NPC isn't politically correct anymore, so you can't say NPC anymore because of
it probably isn't politically
the
correct.
Meme war.
Yeah, because of
the meme war,
the NPC meme.
Yeah. YouTube's restored several videos showing a women's rights campaigner being killed in a variety of ways in the video game Red Dead Redemption 2 platform.
You know, there is a mod for the PC version of Skyrim called Go Away as Nazim or something like that, because he's this guy that's always walking around Whiterun saying, do you get to the Cloud District often? What am I saying? Of course you don't. And he just annoys the hell out of everybody. So there are mods for creative ways to kill him. Well, that's suddenly racist. Because his name is Nazim.
But he's annoying.
He is, and that's exactly the point. The suffragette is annoying to this player, at least. So he repeatedly killed her.
The Action says the platform deleted recordings on Wednesday, and in one case had banned the clip creator involved. The Action represented its first such response to depictions of graphic violence within a mainstream video game, but it now says that it was a mistake and has restricted the clips so they cannot be seen by anyone under 18. Wait. Well, why?
Because I think the game is rated MA.
But are other clips of the game 18 and up only?
Well, I'm sure clips.
I mean, that's what they'll have to do eventually, or get sued.
I would think
sure.
so, and I'm sort of surprised that YouTube doesn't have such a policy already of games that are rated E aren't age restricted, games that are rated T are age restricted to 13 and up, and games that are rated MA are 18 and up, or 17 and up, I would say.
Well,
I'm against all age restriction, but
yeah,
I'm surprised that they're not already. I mean, because the databases already exist of these games and what their ratings are. So it seems like it would be a simple matter to pull the tagged, because people tag the games they're playing in order to, get more views for people interested in those games.
Mm-hmm.
Pull the rating of the game and apply the age restriction automatically.
Mm-hmm. Well, the U-turn occurred after a backlash on social media. This included the vlogger PewDiePie retweeting a complaint by one of the video creators who had accused YouTube of unfair treatment. Another popular vlogger, Keem, had also drawn attention to the affair, claiming it was, quote, going to create Gamergate 2.0. Ryan Watt, YouTube's head of gaming.
Technically, I think killing the feminists in the video game is what's creating Gamergate 2.0.
Yeah. Ryan Watt, YouTube's head of gaming, eventually responded, blaming the deletions on a misinterpretation of YouTube's community guidelines. Sure. The reviewer will be educated on this outcome. Wow, that sounds like re-education camp a little bit. And how to avoid repeating this mistake. What that really sounds like re-education camp. Like, are you guys going to put him in a room and make him scream insults at himself and like wear funny ribbons and stuff? However,
North Korea is true Korea.
Right. However, the BBC understands the original decision had involved several members of YouTube's staff and that the original ruling was overturned once the business's wider gaming team took charge. YouTube's community guidelines prohibit, among other things, gratuitous violence, nudity, dangerous and illegal activities, and hate speech, a spokesperson said.
Dude, that's like a lot of video games covered by that. Nudity, Dead or Alive, the volleyball ones anyway. Skyrim, certainly. Modded Skyrim anyway. Gratuitous violence, every Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah.
And Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Just about any game where you're a player and you can do stuff to NPCs would qualify. Because it can get pretty gratuitous.
Yes. Blah, blah, blah. Creative formats such as video games can be challenged to assess, but when content crosses the line and is flagged to our attention, we take action as necessary. The Western-themed Red Dead Redemption 2 is set at the end of the 19th century, about 2 decades before women were given the vote in all U.S. states.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Red Dead Redemption not made by Rockstar Games?
Yes.
Well, then YouTube should take the issue up with them. Hey, your game is giving people the ability to do this thing that we don't think should be done.
Change your game.
Yeah. I mean, it's clearly part of the gameplay.
Let's see here. Within the game, the player meets several suffragettes. In one case, it's possible to assault and kill one of the campaigners. Several YouTube creators took advantage of this to post recordings of the game's protagonist killing the computer-controlled character in a series of gruesome ways. These include the woman being fed to an alligator, dropped down a mine shaft, shot in the face and fed to pigs, tied up on a railway track and run over by a train, set on fire.
See, the questions we should be asking is why the video game allows these things to be done to other human beings. And of course, I don't object to it. You know, it's a video game. It's pretend.
See, the problem is in linked comments, several users made jokes about the fact that it was possible to assault a, quote, feminist in this way. Wednesday morning, the BBC asked the firm whether 10 such clips breached its policies. YouTube subsequently removed 8 of them, leaving 2 examples in which the suffragette had been beaten but not killed.
So he got banned because of what people were saying in the comments, effectively?
Basically, yeah. Among those blocked was a clip that had attracted 1.5 million clicks within a channel that had attracted more than 473,000 subscribers. The channel's UK-based owner was initially told he was also being banned from owning or setting up new accounts. All the creators' videos had since been restored, including clips of other characters being attacked within the Red Dead Redemption 2 universe.
So it's not like a channel where all he does is assault this chick. I mean, it's him playing video games and doing this sort of thing in general.
Yes, basically.
But he targeted a feminist and got banned for it.
Because people made jokes about the fact she was a feminist. Right, exactly. Well, we'll be back.
I don't know what to add.
Right, we'll be back with more right after this, so don't go anywhere.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Freedom here on LRN.FM. We've been talking about Gamergate 2.0. That's just so funny. I can't even believe they called it that.
I can, because for some reason everybody puts gate at the end of everything that happens that might have any sort of controversy to it whatsoever. Presumably not understanding that the gate part came from the name of the hotel, which was Watergate.
Yeah.
But Pizzagate, Gamergate, those are the two that immediately come to mind. But there have been hundreds in the past few years. And I hate it almost as much as I hate things hanging on doorknobs.
Things hanging on doorknobs?
Yeah, I hate that. It's like skin crawling.
No socks, no...
No, nothing. Because you're supposed to reach out and open a doorknob. Hanging stuff on it utterly defeats the purpose of the doorknob, you know?
Well, that's why they put it there usually, is it's like a door hanger to get you to, like, vote for somebody. Like, this is the most annoying thing on earth. We know you're going to take it off the door. Look at it while you're taking it off
Well, see,
the door.
I know people who hang things on doorknobs in their house. Like, because that's where they put it.
Mm-hmm.
And it drove me nuts. The girl I lived with in Vegas did that. It was a nightmare. Just constantly there were hats and scarves and T-shirts and socks and crap just on every single doorknob. And of course, you had to take it off in order to use the doorknob for its intended purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, but I hate the use of gate almost as much as that.
Lewinsky Gate. Was that what they called the Monica Lewinsky thing?
Good God, I hope not.
I can't remember what they called it. Says here on Wednesday morning, BBC asked the firm whether these 10 clips, 2 examples taken down. Among those blocks was a clip. Where are we at? Oh, the channel's UK-based. Oh, that's jazzy. The channel's UK-based owner was initially told that he was being banned from owning or setting up other accounts. All other creators' videos have since been restored, including clips of other characters being attacked within the Red Dead Redemption 2 universe. One company watcher said that the incident pointed to a wider problem. YouTube's guidelines have been accused of being vague and open to interpretation, meaning that YouTube does act upon them. Its decision is often challenged as censorship, commented T.O. Landerboyce, a co-editor of 1080 magazine. It can seem to many creators that the guidelines are not enforced even-handedly, even often taking either a massive outrage online or interest from mainstream media to get it to take notice. This disparity between when it does and doesn't act and how it enforces the rules just points to lack of clarity and understanding on what the community guidelines really mean. Actually, it sounds to me like YouTube is using its platform to silence certain opinions and certain shows and certain topics.
Well, I've dealt with Google, at least, not necessarily much with YouTube because my YouTube channel is small and pretty much insignificant. But I used to advertise through Google for anarchistshemale.com. And of course, I knew better than to even try to run an ad with the word shemale in it. So I called myself trans anarchist, and used that as the headline for the ad. And on the first occasion, it went through just fine. But then I changed the landing page to my website rather than my podcast. And it was banned. And when I asked them why, they were like, well, there's objectionable language. You can't refer to yourself as trans. And I was like, but this is literally the same ad you just approved. It's exactly the same ad, same wording, same everything. It's just going to a different place. And what I learned from that is that, they are guidelines. And I think that's important for us to remember is that they are the community guidelines. Guidelines are they're not hard and fast, they're not written in stone.
We'll enforce it if we feel like it.
Yeah, and that's a lot to do with it. It's like the police when they decide whether or not they want to pull someone over for a broken headlight or whatever. Do we want them to enforce this against everybody every single time? Or would we rather them pick and choose? And if they're going to pick and choose, do we really want them to do it based on political ideology?
Which is what it looks like is happening.
But it seems that Facebook is moving away from that, in my experience. I've seen a lot of people a lot of white people be banned for sharing anti-white memes. And when I say anti-white, I mean the jokey ones, But it's interesting to see Facebook take that actual stance that we won't allow racism on our platform, rather than Twitter's of we'll allow racism if it's directed at white people.
Yeah. Another YouTube creator also suggested that the matter had simply been mishandled. It's interesting that in a huge, beautiful game with an amazing array of things to do, that's actually pretty progressive in its storytelling, someone decided to take a character representative of progress for women and kill her in not just one, but multiple ways for several videos.
Hold on, time out. Did he say he was surprised by this or disappointed? Welcome to video games, dude. That's what gamers do.
I find it interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
I found it interesting like when I've been playing games for like 3 months. After that, I was like, oh, okay, so gamers find new creative ways to do stupid crap. Okay, cool. Let's do this.
Right. Next. It's also interesting, but not
It's like
all.
being shocked that somebody made a giant penis monument in Minecraft. It's like, oh my, I can't believe this happened. You can't.
Really? 10-year-old boys play this, and you couldn't predict that someone was going to build a 10-foot tall penis.
Like, we have a chalkboard at work, right? And these drunk college kids come in, and every single time they're drunk, you end up with a chalkboard full of penises.
Yeah.
How could anyone be surprised that this is the result?
It's also interesting, but not at all surprising, that these are some of the channel's most popular videos for months, and people in the comments are being weirdly gleeful about the idea of a women's rights campaigner or, quote, annoying feminist being assaulted in this way.
Let me correct this guy. They're gleeful about a video game character being killed by someone playing as another video game character. This is all pretend, guy. It's all make-believe.
None of this is real.
This is not a documentary. It is a video game.
None of this.
No feminists were harmed in this video.
Anyway.
Hey, you can play as a trans... Is that, are we out to break?
Yeah, we're out to break. We'll be back in just a little while with Utah man who caused the great outage of 2013. Looks like he might be doing a little jail time.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with AgristHosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to AgristHosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's AgristHosting.com.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
I shall leave you as you left me, marooned for all eternity in the center of a dead planet, buried alive.
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. You okay over there, Arya? Broadcasting live from the Horizon Global Studios. It is our Crypto Hour, brought to you by Motion Project over at motionproject.org. And well, that's you did hear correctly. That was good old Captain Kirk. And the reason we've got something like that planned is Star Trek's William Shatner, that's right, Captain Kirk himself, has defended Ethereum's creator, Vitalik Buterin, in a tweet storm. 87, good Lord, he's older than my dad. 87-year-old Canadian actor? I didn't know he was Canadian.
Only Canada could produce something that hammy.
Yeah. And producer William Shatner.
Or that Canadian bacon-y.
Yeah. 87-year-old Canadian bacon actor and producer William Shatner just made some mysterious tweets supporting Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin. Shatner, a popular figure for his role in the Star Trek TV series, first tweeted a thumbs up to Buterin on Wednesday, which was quick to turn into a discussion thread. In a reply to Shatner's tweet, one coder named Pre-Mine Apologist said about Buterin, he's a literal scammer, adding that it's not possible to develop decentralized technology on Ethereum. So to that, Shatner went on to defend the blockchain network, saying, then as a coder, go develop your own blockchain technology where you can be 1,000% sure of decentralization, or shove money in a mattress. I hear that's only overseen by the bedbug community. Later in the thread, the coder further described Buterin as dangerous. Shatner responded, his viewpoints don't take into account the fact that the code has to be audited by an auditing firm and approved by a consortium, or it doesn't get accepted. He thinks it exists in a bubble. That's why we have ERC 20, 721, and ERC 1701. Wow.
This was Shatner?
Yeah.
Or this was an intern interested in Ethereum tweeting on behalf of Shatner.
No, Shatner, an intern because Shatner's almost 90. Some other comments
These kids and their dang cryptocurrencies.
Some other comments on the thread appeared to be largely impressed by Shatner's understanding of the crypto world and what he was putting out he was putting his view out there. One tweeted, "Oh my God, William Shatner is listing ERC standards in order to school a crypto troll." This is not the first time, however, that Shatner has spoken of blockchain and cryptocurrency on Twitter. In a tweet about Ethereum and Buterin earlier this week, he said, at Bob Somerville, the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance, are we absolutely sure Vitalik Buterin isn't a Star Wars fan? I've heard rumors, some started by myself. Shatner first beamed into the crypto space last year when he publicly endorsed token sales. Then, in June 2018, the actor announced he was representing Solar Alliance, an alternative energy developer planning to build a solar-powered Bitcoin mining facility in Illinois. So, there you go.
Well, good on Shatner for keeping up with his nerd fans.
I am kind of like wondering though if it's like an aid that's making these tweets. So now here's an update on some stories that we had earlier this year. This is a lawsuit that's being brought now in relation to the SIM swap crypto hacks that happened earlier this year. Silver Miller, a cryptocurrency focused law firm based in the U.S., says that it's filed arbitration claims against AT&T and T-Mobile on behalf of victims of SIM swapping cell phone attacks, initiating the court action on behalf of clients that have lost funds to criminals that use the increasingly common method of infiltrating mobile devices to access cryptocurrency wallets and two-factor authentication codes, the firm alleges. Quote, by leaving holes in their security protocols and failing to properly train and monitor their employees, cell phone providers have assisted thieves in remotely taking over the SIM cards in people's smartphones, accessing financial records and account information of the victims, and emptying the victims' accounts of cryptocurrency and other valuable assets.
I'm on board with the second one, with the employees being poorly trained, certainly. But the first one of the companies being at fault because their software has security vulnerabilities, that's a bit of a red herring. As we've talked about before, yeah. I mean, if somebody is bound and determined to find a way into software, they're going to find it. If that wasn't true, then McAfee would only have had to release one version of his antivirus.
Very true. In a press release published Friday, Silvermiller said that one client, an AT&T customer, had over $621,000 worth of crypto stolen via a SIM swap attack. That's probably the Verge SIM swap attack that happened earlier this year. Other cases...
Did anybody slap this person for having $600,000 worth of cryptocurrency on one mobile device? Bitch, you've got the money. Go buy a burner phone and keep it on that.
Or, I don't know, put it in a hardware wallet?
Yeah. I mean, do you need to carry around 600 grand? Do you want to lose 600 grand? Because that's how you lose 600 grand.
Yeah, but see, if I don't have the 600 grand on my phone, that I can't flash it to the girl in the club so that she'll give me head in the back room.
You don't need 600 grand for that, brah.
Yeah, but it's cool to be able to just flash it around. Which actually, we have a story we're going to cover a little bit later about some idiot that was flashing around his cryptocurrency and what happens to stupid people who do that. Besides $621,000 being, other cases filed against T-Mobile allege two clients robbed of $400,000 and another $250,000, respectively.
So there are multiple mouth-breathing idiots out there.
Dullards, yes. Yeah. Multiple mouth-breathing dullards with $200,000 or more dollars on a single cell phone. Yes, that is correct. It's funny. Yeah, I know. $200,000 on the cell phone.
Would you put that much in a single bank account?
I don't think you can. The FDIC only insures up to $250,000.
I mean, you can put in more. It just won't be insured.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't put that much in. I don't have that much, but I wouldn't put that much into a single. I wouldn't put that much into a single anything.
No.
If I had 600 grand or 200 grand, not all of it would be in USD. Not all of it would be in one cryptocurrency. And what was in cryptocurrency would absolutely not be on one device that I carried around with me 24/7 and used on the toilet while pooping.
Well, Sammy Tarazzi.
I don't, but 99% of Americans evidently do, which is a made-up figure, but it's quite a lot.
Well, Sammy Tarazzi, a sergeant with the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Officer and the, quote, REACT task force supervisor, was quoted as saying, for the amounts being stolen and the number of people being successful at taking it, the numbers are historic. We're talking about kids aged mainly between 19 and 22 being able to steal millions of dollars at a time. Well, you know,
it only has to work once.
Don't keep millions of dollars worth of crypto on your phone. I mean, it's not. I mean, come on. Duh.
It's absolutely the equivalent of carrying around $1 million in cash.
Right. Well, when we get back here, we're going to talk about other things that can happen to stupid people who like to carry around big crypto wallets and flash it around. We'll see exactly what that is when we get back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Young folks don't.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
A local man feels even lazier when he thinks about how much ISIS has accomplished this year. A police officer doesn't see a difference between black and light-skinned black suspects. And a weak-willed termite eats a whole log in one sitting. Barreling forward on our campaign towards truth and righteousness, this is the Onion Week in Review. A new report released this week revealed that more parents than ever are relying on grandparents to help up their kids. The report's authors noted that in order to make ends meet, many budget-conscious parents in the U.S. have allowed their own parents to step in and deliver the same level of emotional neglect they would like to apply, adding that for many working adults, this arrangement was the only way to ensure their children were adequately belittled and ignored. In other news, Busch Gardens unveils their new 9,600-mile-long endurance coaster. A documentary provides a scathing indictment of the director's filmmaking skills, and a man brings his son into the office to see where dad is emasculated.
This is the Onion News Network.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vedati.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. It's the final segment of this Friday afternoon broadcast of our Crypto Hour here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. And I got a story for you here. You know what? Maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't flash around crypto if you have it. I mean, it is just like
I mean, it's just
money.
old school common sense.
Stupid.
If you have a wallet full of money, you don't flash it at the bar.
Yeah. I love how this is called. This article is, quote, uncategorized. Young man waterboarded and waxed by his, quote, friends who wanted his crypto wallet password.
Now, is there some vernacular here that I'm not familiar with? When they say wax, do they mean like wax, like they put wax on him and pulled it off? Or is that like some kind of mob?
So, yeah.
Oh, the poor guy.
A main rule of crypto ought to be don't tell your friends that you have crypto. One man violated this unspoken rule and paid a rather gruesome price. The kid is an easy mark. After a boozy night out on the town, a group of well-heeled young whippersnappers decided to honor to the fraternal code of friendship and make sure that one of their entourage made it home safely. According to the New York Post, the motley crew of David Leica, Stephen Dorn, Chris David, and Stephen Orso accompanied Nicholas Truglia to his luxury apartment in Manhattan. Apparently, the group of privileged...
But this is like the cask of Amontillado. It's like, keep coming.
Yeah.
I've got good alcohol down here. Come on.
Apparently, the group of privileged young men knew that their friend was flush from his crypto holdings, and they proceeded to apply an array of extremely cruel and unusual interrogation techniques in order to coerce Truglia to hand over the login and password details to his crypto accounts. According to court documents, Stephen Orso demanded that Truglia provide him with login information for his cryptocurrency accounts while holding his head underwater in the bathtub, punching him in the stomach, and throwing hot wax on him. The peculiar aspect...
People do that during sex for fun, dude. Chill out. That's like... That's like arson, murder, and jaywalking.
Right.
Were his charges.
Ari is like, what are you talking about? This sounds like a Saturday. God, I can't even talk now. The peculiar aspect...
I am not big on getting punched in the stomach, though. Or
with the youngsters involved in the robbery.
Not having things done to me to which I didn't consent, obviously. And
yeah.
This guy did not consent, so that certainly changes things, but...
This is the weirdest part of this whole crime, is that these youngsters, none of them were not short on cash. Orso is the son of a successful venture capitalist. His friends also appear to be pretty well off as well. Frequent social media posts displaying red carpet events in the presence of celebrity athletes, musicians, and models. The plot thickens. Surveillance footage from the high-rise shows the group leaving the premises roughly 2 hours later. David can be seen concealing a rectangular object under his sweatshirt consistent with a laptop computer. Truglia woke the next morning to find his iPhone, laptop, and hard wallet all missing. He's certain that his friends pulled a fast one on him, as he was able to ping his iPhone the morning after the assault, and the location app showed his phone near an apartment shared by his, quote, friends. As if that wasn't enough, the plot becomes even more obtuse. The next day, Licia returned Truglia's iPhone via an Uber, and David supposedly returned a wax-splattered laptop to the victim shortly thereafter. A lawyer representing the alleged burglars said the accusations against his clients are absolute, outright falsehoods.
Well, it's certainly not waterboarding, which, I mean, as much as it sucks to have your head held under the water,
yeah,
it's not waterboarding.
And her clients were merely being good Samaritans, helping a person who had been over-imbibed get home safely. Each defendant has been charged with 1 count of second-degree burglary, and the men are expected back in court March the 14th. So, friends don't tell friends they've got crypto.
I mean, generally speaking, friends don't mention money to friends.
Well, also generally speaking, friends don't hold friends' heads under the water and punch them in the ribs while they pour hot wax all over. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of
really
depends.
Good friends might.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what kind of friends. But yeah.
They certainly don't do it without the other party's consent, though.
Well, I mean, we should hope not.
But I mean, it doesn't seem likely that his well-off friends would do this, except for the fact that, they sent the phone back with an Uber instead of just, going there.
No, it said he brought it back with an Uber. I think is what it said. And the other guy brought back the laptop. And the other guy brought the laptop back and was like, here's your laptop, bro. It's got some wax on it.
Substantiating the guy's story, though.
Beat the hell out of these kids. That's what this is what happens when you don't take self-defense classes. Or when you don't carry a gun. He's drunk and he's carrying a pistol.
You're drunk and hanging out with friends. You're not likely to the first thing you're likely to do when you get home is set your pistol down somewhere you can't retrieve it easily because you're surrounded by friends.
True. Very true. Last story of the day, Utah.
But a bunch of spoiled rich white kids beat each other up.
For crypto.
Ask daddy for more money, I guess, dude. He can recoup your losses, apparently.
Yeah.
Choose better friends. My friends don't do that crap to me.
No, my friends don't either.
Oh.
No.
Do we have good friends or bad friends?
And my friends don't have very much money either.
Oh.
It's almost like having a lot of money doesn't make you a better person.
That's heresy to like half of the Libertarian Party.
Half of the country. What are you talking about? Last but not least, a Utah man has pled guilty to causing the 2013 gaming services outage. A Utah man pled guilty to computer hacking charges after admitting to knocking several gaming services offline 5 years ago. Austin Thompson, 23, launched several denial of service attacks against EA's Origin, Sony's PlayStation, and Valve's Steam gaming services during the December holiday season of 2013. That ended up taking out everything, though. Like even Hulu, not Hulu, but Xbox, Microsoft, everything was.
No, that was the Den hack of a few years ago. This one was further back.
Says at the time, those denial of services attack made it near impossible for some gamers to play, many of whom had bought new consoles or games in the run-up to Christmas, including League of Legends and Dota 2, because they required access to the network. Specifics of Thompson's plea deal were not made publicly available at the time of the writing, but prosecutors said Thompson, 18 at the time, flooded the gaming giant's networks with enough internet traffic to take them offline. Thompson would take to his Twitter account, @derptrolling, to announce his targets ahead of time, posted screenshots of drowned services, and in the aftermath of his attacks, Thompson's attacks caused $95,000 in damages, according to prosecutors. The attacks took down game servers and related computers around the world, often for hours at a time, says the district attorney for Southern California in a statement. Denial of service attacks cost businesses millions of dollars annually. We're committed to finding and prosecuting those who disrupt businesses, often for nothing more than their own egos. Thompson faces 10 years in prison and is scheduled to be sentenced in March. Wow.
Fix your servers, dude.
10 years? Really? For that? You interrupted some people playing video games? So they're going to give you 10 years in the can? That's insanity, yo. I'm sorry. Like, that's not reasonable at all, in my opinion. Anyway, we'll be back with the last hour of tonight's live broadcast of the Call to Freedom right after this.
A congressman recently revealed that legislation totaling 2,900 pages and involving more than $1 trillion was available to members of Congress for less than 48 hours to study and consider. That's over 60 pages of legislation per hour. Do You think anyone read the entire bill? I'm Jim Babka with DownsizeDC.org. Consider a proposal buried in a 3,200-page, $388 billion bill, which would have empowered committee chairmen or their agents to examine Americans' tax returns. When this horrible provision came to light, no one claimed to know how it got into the bill. One congressman questioned said, "I didn't write it, I didn't approve it, I wasn't even consulted." If your attorney represented you this way, he might be disbarred. But this is how Congress represents you every day. That's why DownsizeDC.org has created the Read the Bills Act. You can force Congress to read their bills before they pass them at DownsizeDC.org.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, November 9th, 2018. Silver is trading at $14.33 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,219 per ounce. Zen is trading at $15, and the average price of Bitcoin is $6,413. Antiwar.com reports continuing the trend of almost daily civilian casualties in Saudi airstrikes against targets in Yemen. A Saudi warplane on Thursday attacked and destroyed a house in the Zabid district of the port city of Hodeidah, killing 6. The airstrike destroyed a family's home, killing the father and 5 of his children. The mother survived but was wounded in the attack. Saudi officials have not commented on why the strike happened. Saudi-backed forces are attacking Hodeidah in recent weeks, trying to seize the vital port through which most of Yemen's humanitarian aid flows. They've taken most of the city's outskirts, but the Houthis have prevented them from entering so far. This has meant Saudi warships and planes pounding the inside of the city on a daily basis, and many of the strikes seem to be hitting random houses in residential areas. Saudi officials, who previously were defending airstrikes as militarily justified, have had little to say lately and just aren't commenting on the deaths. Zencash has changed their name to Horizon to better represent their transition from a cryptocurrency to a pioneering platform that protects consumer data. They're working towards the day when anyone will be able to build privacy-based applications on the Horizon platform and generate income from them. This will allow Horizon to bring thousands of real-life services to the community. Services that provide freedom, utility, and privacy. Learn more at horizon.global and join the Horizon community. HORIZEN.global. UPI reports a federal appeals court Thursday upheld a lower court's temporary order stopping the Trump administration from ending Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or DACA. The Obama-era program had protected hundreds of thousands of young undocumented immigrants who arrived in the United States as children, known as Dreamers, from being deported. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled Thursday that President Donald Trump's decision to phase out the program would cause irreparable harm to the roughly 700,000 people it shields. The court said in its ruling, "We conclude that plaintiffs are likely to succeed on their claim that the rescission of DACA, at least as justified on this record, is arbitrary, capricious, and otherwise not in accordance with law." The ruling means a nationwide injunction, which is allowing the program to continue, remains in effect. In response, the Trump administration has asked the U.S. Supreme Court for a review of the injunction. The program, started in 2012, allows young immigrants who came to the United States as children to apply for a renewable 2-year visa to work legally and saves them from fear of deportation. deportation. Applicants must have been in the United States since at least the year 2007 and arrived before the age of 16. They must also have been under the age of 31 when DACA went into effect, must be enrolled in school, have a high school diploma, or be a military veteran, and have a mostly clean criminal record. Born into a devastating world and raised among the crowd, the Cloudwalker assumes a new identity and begins the unrelenting quest for truth. In this epic journey, he discovers dark secrets about aspects of his previous life that he once trusted. Through the Journal of the Cloudwalker, he shares both the traumatic hardships and the eternal beauties of his experiences. Fueled in the beginning by his unsettling thoughts and emotions, he learns how to find peace with everything he has woken up to. Dear Society by the Cloudwalker is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports the captain of the World War II-style tourist duck boat that sank on a Missouri lake during a storm in July, killing 17 people, was charged on Thursday with misconduct, negligence, and inattention to duty in an indictment by a federal grand jury. Kenneth Scott McKee of Verona, Missouri, was charged in a 17-count indictment, one count for each of the passengers who died when the vessel sank on July 19th. McKee was captain of the vessel operated by Ripley Entertainment Incorporated, which ran duck boat tours in Branson, Missouri, on nearby lakes Taneycomo and Table Rock Lake, where the incident occurred. He could face a prison sentence of up to 10 years for each of the 17 counts. There were 31 passengers aboard the boat on Table Rock Lake when hurricane-strength winds churned up the water and sank the craft, causing one of the deadliest U.S. tourist tragedies in recent years. McKee is accused of failing to properly assess the severe weather, instruct passengers to use personal flotation devices, or head for shore and prepare to abandon ship. McKee's attorney, J.R. Hobbs, said in an email that he was working out with his client how he should surrender to officials. In addition to a possible sentence in federal prison without the possibility of parole, McKee could face a $250,000 fine. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
I got my first Barbie when I was 37 years old. And even when I was younger, I knew I didn't need to look like her to feel good about myself. And just because Barbie has a size 0 waist and wears dark makeup, does that mean that's the only way to be beautiful? I mean, what kind of message does that send to men like me? I always remember that this is just a silly toy, and it shouldn't change the way I look at myself. And if anyone has a problem with me being myself, well, then they're probably not really my friends. I also don't just play with Barbies. I play with Legos and Mega Bloks, because while I definitely like Barbies, I like building things too, and I'm actually really good at it. My name is Tim Mortensen, I'm 43 years old, and I know that I don't need to be defined by Barbie. I can be whoever I want to be.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.FM.
Rick? Hey, Morty. Rick? Are you far away or are you inside something? Is the camera? Is everything a camera?
Welcome back to the third hour of the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM, broadcasting live from our Horizon.global studios here in Keene, New Hampshire. And, it is, it's been an interesting day in Florida politics. There was a bag full of 60,000 uncounted votes or something like that just appeared when the governor's race with that socialist that was running was like right down to the wire, and like lawyers headed to Florida and they're going to demand every vote be recounted. And turns out that not so much. Broward County election supervisor illegally destroyed ballots. A judge has ruled today. Brenda Snipes' attorney says they'll appeal the decision, of course. A judge has ruled that a Broward County election supervisor, Brenda Snipes, violated federal law by destroying ballots from a 2016 congressional race while they were the subject of a lawsuit against her office. She's now in charge of a recount in Florida. Of course she is.
I mean, we knew the entire exercise was futile, you know?
Well, the Sun Sentinel reported that Florida's Department of State said it will send election experts to the Broward County Elections Office in upcoming elections to, quote, ensure that all the laws are followed. The decision involved Tim Canova's bid to unseat U.S. Rep. Debbie Wasserman Schultz in the 2016 Democratic primary. Canova lost 57% to 43%. Canova wanted to look for voting irregularities and sought to see the ballots. In 2017, he sued Snipes when the ballots weren't produced. However, Snipes had approved the destruction of those ballots. Snipes' attorney says that they're going to appeal this decision. So she has already been caught helping ranking the Democrat elite beat up-and-coming Democrats to unseat them. And now she's in charge of a hotly contested gubernatorial election where the Democrat is just barely losing by a razor-thin margin. And bags of tens of thousands of votes just magically appear. Huh.
I'm not surprised at all.
Well, isn't that odd? I'll be. I wonder where those bags of votes came from. I mean, and we're not talking a couple of votes. We're talking thousands of votes. Just, appear out of nowhere. Then you got this guy, 41% of Orange County voters voted for a guy for sheriff who had a felony record.
Good on them.
6
I guess presumably
2,251 voters. Friend of mine says the only reason why he got those votes is because he was the only Democrat running in the race, and that had he not been, that he would not have gotten those votes. Let's see, what did he get arrested for though? He has a 3 arrests: driving on a suspended license, failure to appear, and DUI. But this isn't that's not like, who cares?
I guess Florida has a 3 strikes you're out policy.
Let's see. Oh, wait, never mind. He's been arrested 13 times on charges ranging from driving with a suspended license to battery and motor vehicle theft. Many of those charges were dismissed or dropped. Okay, so what's the problem? Some cases are still pending. Shepard, 35, has never been convicted of a crime. He's a venture capital CEO who never served as an officer but was issued a certificate of compliance by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement after undergoing training in 2003. Now, my friend is a former prosecutor in Orange County, so he likes policeman. He used to fight the cops, but now he's kind of friends with them. But, oh well, that happens. I've noticed. If you start working for the man, you start apologizing for the man. That's what happens. Somebody who was a hardcore, someone that was a hardcore advocate of victims of police overreach suddenly became one of the biggest apologists for police that I've ever met. And all he did was go from being a public defender who was kicking the crap out of the cops. Literally every time he went to trial, he won. That's why they made him a prosecutor. Literally every time he went to trial, he wiped the floor with one of the most corrupt counties in Florida. So Orange County, Orlando, they were like, well, we want this guy working for us. Yeah. So It's sad.
Nobody's pockets are as deep as the state's.
All right. This was by far one of my favorite after-election stories this year. Judge Glenn Devlin of Houston lost his re-election bid. The day after, he released nearly every juvenile defendant who appeared before him, as long as they answered no when he asked if they planned to kill anyone. He's actually known for being kind of a hard ass and overzealous. So he was being a smart aleck because he lost his job because he's a hard-nosed prick to juvenile defendants. So he's like, oh, well, if I can't be a prick, then I'll just send everybody home. Well, I mean, you probably should have done that to start with, but yeah.
I would say so.
Devlin, one of 59 Republican judges in Harris County who was replaced by Democrats, allegedly said this is obviously what the voters want when he released juveniles who've been charged with a wide range of crimes. It's not known how many juveniles were released, but the number, according to the outlet, is at least 7, 4 of whom faced aggravated robbery charges. Talk about their lucky day.
Yeah.
Judge Devlin also rescheduled all of the cases to be heard the first week of January, which is when Democrat Natalia Oakes takes the bench. Such a reaction appears to be intentional. If I release you, will you go out and murder anybody? And if so, if the juvenile said no, they were released.
And if they said yes?
None of them said yes.
Yeah, but what if they would have?
I don't know. Public Defender Steve Halpert told KTRK about the hearing. Judge Devlin would never normally ask that question of a juvenile. This was highly unusual. Yeah, don't say. I'm not sure that I can wrap my mind around what he's actually doing, said Harris County's chief public defender. There are many that question the judge's decision, including District Attorney Kim Ogg, who said that releasing such defendants, quote, could endanger the public. Ogg added, we opposed the wholesale release of violent offenders at any age. According to the Houston Chronicle, all 3 juveniles in the county will be replaced. Juvenile judges in the county are going to be replaced by Democrats. So basically, 59 Republican judges lost their jobs to Democrats. It was a big flip in Texas. And in response, they let a bunch of people out of jail. I fail to see the problem.
Yeah, it's what I would do, except I would campaign on doing that.
Can we let more people out of jail? That's what I'm saying here.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom live on LRN.fm. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.fm.
You tell them.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We're smack dab in our last hour of this 3-hour drive home Friday afternoon broadcast. And, we've got a really, really good question. Why aren't more young people into the anti-war movement? That's right. Why aren't more people into the anti-war movement? It's so easy for Generation Z to ignore the war since, well, it's always been a part of their lives.
What is Generation Z?
I have no idea.
Is that after millennials?
I guess. That's after us. My kids' generation. The kids that are in college today. Why aren't more young people involved in the anti-war movement? Well, what comes to mind when you hear the words anti-war protest? Most Americans will picture the protests that were against the Vietnam War in the 60s and the early 70s, an era famous for its youth and student-led movements. In the decades since the Vietnam War ended, youth involvement in peace movements has dwindled.
Yeah, they're too busy arguing about pronouns.
Amen to that. Many young people were involved in protests against the Iraq War in 2002 and 2003, but once a Democrat took office and was dropping those bombs, nobody cared. I mean, organizers...
Well, they did, but we're not young people anymore.
Yeah, mainly the organizers were older, and a widespread youth movement against the war on terror never took off because anyone who tried to...
Well, because there was a recession.
Yeah.
Because the government collapsed the economy.
Yeah.
And we had to get second and third jobs in order to pay our mortgages before our homes were taken away anyway.
As a high school graduate who has recently become involved with the anti-war movement, I can't help but notice how few peers I have at most of the explicitly anti-war events I attend, despite my generation having a reputation for being especially politically active. Here are some reasons for this disengagement.
Yeah. Bitching about pronouns doesn't count as politically active.
Thank you. It's all we've ever known. You see, the U.S. invaded...
It takes more than dyeing your hair blue to be politically active.
Yeah. The United States invaded Afghanistan in 2001, meaning any American 17 or younger has never known a time when their country wasn't at war. Most young people...
Hold on. Because I hate it when people say that. War did not begin in 2001.
No.
We've been at war my entire life, and I'm way older than 2001.
Me too.
That's forgetting all of the bombing that we did in the 90s and the 80s and the Cold War.
We weren't at war.
We're not at war now.
When we bombed that Somali Tylenol factory, that was Bill Clinton put his willy in something he wasn't supposed to, and he needed the news to talk about something else. That's not
like
war.
Syria today. I mean, we're not at war now.
That's not war. That's just randomly killing people in a foreign country so the government will quit talking about my penis.
Okay, so we're not at war now.
Well, no, but we're bombing 23 countries, I think is what it is. Or we're actively engaged in 23 countries. And
I don't remember. I remember I looked it up a few years
minutes.
ago, and we had, it was, I don't remember the number, so don't get me lying, but you can look it up on Wikipedia, the number of military conflicts involving the United States since like the 80s. There are hundreds of them. Hundreds.
Yeah. We're involved in everything.
And they're like, but war started when we invaded Afghanistan. No, you idiotic generation-wide piece of garbage. Learn some history if you want to get involved in politics. Sorry, dude, being anti-war isn't good enough if you're this stupid.
Right? Oh, I love they're like, you know, Bernie, he's anti-war. Really? Bernie's had the opportunity to vote yes or no on war in his on sending American soldiers into a battlefield 4 times in his career. He voted no once. Yeah, 1 out of 4 does not make you anti-war.
No, Ron Paul was anti-war.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
That's the only politician I can think of.
Cynthia
as well.
McKinney. And they chased her out of office real quick because she was like, I don't like the 9/11 investigation. We should do this again and not have the Cheney and the Bush and all those people involved. And they were like, yeah, you gotta go. Crazy lady.
I mean, it is disheartening that we have allowed a generation to grow up throughout one sustained
conflict.
Yeah. And that this generation has been, they've been familiar with the Patriot Act and warrantless wiretapping and government monitoring their entire life, so they don't know any other way.
Yeah, they're not protesting against it because it's all they've ever known, and that's what she's saying here.
So who
is one
failed?
of the reasons. We did.
Yeah,
our
we
parents.
Did. Our parents did.
Because
we weren't old enough then.
I was 18.
Yeah. We were being swept away in the hysteria. You know, we were too young. We were young, dumb, broke high school kids.
Yep. Young, dumb, broke high school or freshly graduated.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't even old enough to drink yet.
Yeah, I wasn't even in high school.
There's so many problems at home to deal with. Why should we care what's happening on the other side of the world when police here at home are shooting unarmed black people? Hello, stupid woman. The police are shooting unarmed people, not just black people. That's the other thing is with this new generation is they've added all these lenses to the conversation to where we can't have truthful conversations anymore. police violence is an issue. So let's talk about police violence. Well, police shoot unarmed black people. Yes, that is a portion of police violence. Let's talk about the whole problem. Cops shoot unarmed black people. I get that. We covered that. Very good. Awesome. I'm glad that you've got one of the details down pat.
I mean, if ever there has been a political tool for obfuscating doing things while actually doing nothing except peddling a political narrative, it would be Black Lives Matter. I mean, they did some remarkable things, getting national attention, international attention, shutting down interstates, and achieved absolutely nothing.
Sold out in the end, didn't they?
I don't know if they sold out or not. I don't think they could have sold out because they were never directed enough to. They never stated what they actually wanted. You know, they had no goal, no purpose, no agenda, no outline. They just went out there and bitched.
Yeah, but a lot of the groups that were connected to them now we're finding, you know, and I'm not one of those like, oh, George Soros is behind everything. No, but like it's there. The money trail is literally there. So Empower Change, Black Lives Matter, all these new groups pushing the division narrative, all the money's coming from the same 3 or 4 foundations that fund them. That kind of tells you a little bit of something.
Are you about to meet the media? If you're about to be interviewed, do their homework for them. Know this about the person who will interview you. He or she is busy, so expect minimal, if any, preparation. He or she doesn't know as much about your topic as you do. He or she isn't as concerned as you are about getting your message out, so you need to take responsibility. Provide a biography and fact sheet, photographs, or other materials that tell your story. Reporters won't be put off if you supply frequently asked questions. Remember, Public Speaking 101, at the end of the speech, what's the one thing you want them to remember? You can download the document I supply to reporters who interview me and squirm through a video that demonstrates how not to conduct your media interview at www.survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Young, dumb, broke high school kid. Young, dumb, young, dumb, and broke. Young, dumb, young, dumb, and broke. Young, dumb, young, dumb, and broke. Young, dumb, broke high school kid. Young, dumb, young, dumb, and broke. Young, dumb, young.
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from our Horizon.global studios here, and we're talking about why isn't that you've just not got any young people in the anti-war movement. And Aria pointed out, well, I mean, how do you protest war when you're busy bitching in the streets about gender pronouns, screaming about how the white man's got you down and how the whole world is exploding because of the toxic masculinity of the patriarchy or some stupid nonsense. Well, yeah, you know, while you're pissing and moaning about these unimportant social nonsense issues, America's dropping a bomb
entirely
every 12
unimportant,
minutes.
But you know, it's
Compared
priorities.
compared to dropping a bomb every 12 minutes. I mean, if you want to be, you know, like whether or not there are 70 different genders or however many there are now, and whether or not we're dropping a bomb every 12 minutes, I mean, like, these are, did I farted in the bathroom or the house is on fire?
But see, they can't pretend to
like,
be victims of falling bombs, and they can
pretend to be victims of microaggressions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, these kids are protesting microaggressions.
Which means imaginary ones. Micro is Latin for imaginary, you know.
Oh, okay. Well, microaggressions, while previous generations protested the fact that we were bombing small children.
Yeah. And, you know, dropping napalm on villages.
Well, you know, it's only a bomb every 12 minutes, so that's it. You know, just a bomb every 12 minutes. It's nothing to worry about.
And I mean, even if they were going to take up gender issues as something they particularly are enthusiastic about and want to fight for, I still can't hear them bitching about pronouns over the sound of the trans people being raped in prisons around the United States. I mean, there's, even within their own chosen outrages, they're picking the most insignificant of issues and ignoring the major ones. I mean, they don't actually want to fight and take up a cause as much as they do want the...
They just want a bitch.
They want the ego.
Yes. They want their ego stroked as though they won a major battle. Like they're the next Martin Luther King Jr. But...
Yeah, because now some fag in Colorado had to get a cake.
Yeah.
And they're heroes.
Yeah. I stood up to the white male Christian patriarchy. Really? I mean, did you really? Did you really?
I don't think you did. I think you used the white male Christian patriarchy against the white male Christian man.
Yeah, you did. You totally used the horrible, you know that system? You know the system that you say you condemn? Yeah, you totally used it to get them to make this man bake a cake for you. That's not revolution. No. The revolutionary doesn't use the system that he wants to fight against. Really, I can see using the system against the system. Like if one part of the system attacks you, using a bigger part of the system to smack that other part of the system. Like if the city government comes after you, using the Department of Justice to bludgeon them to death. That I can see.
Well, that's probably how this person sees it, is that they were using, that the Christian Baker is part of the system. That's probably how they see it.
But he's just an individual like you.
Yeah, but see, that word, it doesn't mean anything to them.
Oh, he's not a part of the right or the wrong. He's a part of the wrong in group.
Yeah, he's over there with the Republicans. So he's responsible for everything the Republican Party does and all of the power they have. And they're responsible for him. And that little microcosm of power that he has to be able to tell someone, no, I don't want to bake that cake. And so to someone who sees the world in that sort of myopic lens, I imagine it would feel like being rounded up and thrown into a box cart if you legitimately don't know the difference between the apparatus that is the state and a baker. If you genuinely don't know the difference, then being told no by one of those would absolutely seem to be the end of the world.
These are lefties, so business owners.
Well, it's not just lefties anymore. It's people on the right doing the same thing.
Business owners are a part of the bad guys to them. Remember, these are people that they want the means of production to be given up by the owners of it. He's a part of the bourgeoisie. Is that what they call them? He's a part of them because he owns a business. So he's a part of the bad guys.
And I've got bad news for the college kids. If your parents are paying for you to go to college, you're also part of the bourgeoisie. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you're not exactly in the proletariat while you're spending daddy's credit card to buy pizza after getting drunk on a Friday night.
You're a part of the 1%. As a matter of fact, if you've got enough money that daddy's paying for you to go to college,
that's everybody at Keene State.
You're a part of the 0.1%. Because there's the top 1% of the 1%. Because most of the world lives outside of that one. There's the 5%. And there's like a 35%, and then a 5%, and then a 1%, and then the 1% of the 1%. And if your parents paid for you to go to college, you're a part of that top percentage. No matter how much you're out here protesting against the man in your skinny jeans.
Well, that's it. They've targeted all of these minority groups that they're not a part of, and they're weaponizing them against their political opponents. Not because they care about the minority groups that they're supposedly advocating. Yeah, but because they're convenient, they're useful idiots. They're like, hey, we can exploit these people, get them to fall in line behind us, and they're too stupid to question us, and we'll make them all sorts of these promises.
What they do is they go to people that are desperate. They find desperate people, promise them things that they can't deliver, and then weaponize those people against their enemies. And then when they don't deliver, they blame the other guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not my fault. I didn't give you any of the things I promised you. Blame that other guy. And then you go, well, yeah, but didn't Obama sign the last cut to food stamps that went into effect? Well, yeah, but never mind that. That's whataboutism.
I mean, it's like the road to serfdom, and they thought it was an instruction manual and not a, hey, don't listen to these people telling you they can deliver you a utopia. They can't solve your problems. Only you can.
No, someone else.
Yeah, but this rich white college dude said he's going to solve all of my problems. All I have to do is get on my knees for him.
Give up my freedom and vote for this guy.
It's probably about right, but it's not going to solve your problems.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. What it's going to do is it's going to create a new form of slavery for you. And, eventual resentment in the people that he weaponized you and your community against. I mean,
until you have Chris Cantwell and open Nazis.
Why is racism bigger than it's been in 30 years? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because for the last 8 to 10 years, these latte liberals have been trying to weaponize minorities against other poor people that are a different color than they are. It's like they've figured out a way to make sure that the poor on the minorities and the poor among the whites are just simply at war with each other constantly.
And they succeeded.
And the left thinks the solution is to call the other. I've heard the left, like when I first heard about like the whole privilege theory, they acknowledged that those poor people existed. The problem is the millennial generation was like, okay, well, I understand that this theory acknowledges those people exist, but we're just going to pretend like they don't. And we're going to wag our finger at them and tell them about how much privilege that they have while they're eating dog food. And that will win them over.
Are you tired of your taxes funding endless occupations around the world? Antiwar.com is run by people who understand that wars abroad become wars at home, wars on our freedoms. Antiwar.com is dedicated to bringing you the latest in news, views, interviews, and reviews from the top movers and shakers in the anti-occupation movement. Antiwar.com has it all, from thorough foreign policy analysis to interviews with whistleblowers who used to run the military-industrial complex. Anti-war, pro-free market. That's antiwar.com.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Okay, marijuana has a very distinct smell. Okay, I'm going to pass around just a little tiny bit, and I want you all to take a smell so you know when someone is smoking marijuana near you.
Oh, God. All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. I was looking for what was going on. I saw a story. I guess Trump is talking about like possibly ending the federal ban on cannabis by the end of next year. I don't know. It's an article. I was trying to find it. I was trying to Google it up. Couldn't find it. But in the process, I did find one thing, which I definitely want to talk about. But another thing that I found was the most, this has got to be the most retarded thing I've seen ever. 5 hours ago, the video's 5 hours old. It's on YouTube. So a few hours ago, evidently, Snoop Dogg went to protest against Jeff Sessions being fired by Donald Trump by smoking a blunt on a park bench close to the White House. So he did something that's totally legal to protest the fact that a guy who wanted to make it illegal got fired.
So Snoop Dogg has a new album coming out?
Right, that's what exactly.
I mean, it's not retarded, and it makes perfect sense if you think about it in terms of virtue signaling and where the left is right now. For some reason, they are upset that Sessions, who was not fired, by the way.
He resigned.
He resigned.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're upset about that, even though that's what they wanted 2 weeks ago. But okay, whatever, let's go with it. You're schizophrenic. Fine. And he wants to, signal to the mob so that they buy his CD. And I can promise you, he's going to be releasing a CD soon.
Trump could come out tomorrow.
It may even be Monday.
Trump could come out tomorrow and be like, free college tuition, free college loan buyback, weed is legal, single payer health care. And the left would be like, we hate you, you're a Nazi. They would. They'd be mad about it. They would find a way to be angry about single payer health care.
Yeah, they would suddenly hate all of those platforms. I mean, we saw it with the military. He was like, well, I don't want trans people in the military. And they're like, but we love the military. It's like, I mean, I know the Democratic Party has lost its mind, but did you seriously just say, are you championing the freaking military over here?
They are now because of Obama. Obama changed the dichotomy.
Oh, it was changed, all right. It was definitely changed.
Yeah. We changed the anti-war Democrats into pro-war. Like I saw people that had been protesting in the streets every day for 7 years under Bush suddenly be like, excuse me, we're trying to fight a war on terror here. I'm like,
And Trump is going to be the one blamed for it. He's going to be the one blamed for pulling the entire country to the right, when it's ultimately Obama being the champion of the left and being indistinguishable from W.
Right. Yeah.
That is pulling the entire country to the right. Because, I mean, all of us, we look at it and we go, okay, there is no difference between these piles of crap you're asking me to choose between.
Yeah.
But for most people, they're like, no, this pile of crap, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
That one's gross.
Excuse me, my turd's better. It's got a peanut in it, and yours has corn. See, that's the difference. My turd has a peanut. Your turd has corn. Therefore, my turd, higher in protein, it's better. I'm telling you,
I don't.
This is where we are today.
No, where we are today is the person whose Twitter pic went viral because she took her crap out of the toilet and wrote F Trump on her bathroom counter. That's where we are. This happened. Yes. This happened.
And went viral.
And that's where American politics is. A grown woman digging her crap, literal crap, out of the toilet and writing obscenities about the president
on her own walls in her own house.
Yeah. That right there, that's there's no more explanation needed. Okay, we're nuts. We deserve to die.
Yeah.
Let's get this show on the road, man.
Trump is the president. He may not be the president we want, but he's the president we deserve.
Yes, I will second that.
Right. One of my sheikhs said the leadership is a reflection of the people. So whether you want to admit it or not, there's a little bit of Assad in every Syrian. Just a little bit of the monster that he is inside of every Syrian. And he is reflecting that back to them. And whether we want to admit it or not, every one of us, there's a little bit of Trump. A little loud, braggadocious, rude, self-entitled. Oh my God, I just described the left right there. No wonder they hate him so much.
How dare you show me a mirror?
He's like everything they hate and everything they are, all rolled into one and amplified back to them with, stereo speakers. We have women who are going on public buses without tampons or pads to protest the misogyny of the Trump era. It's a new protest that they're doing. So what they do is they go and they bleed all over the seat on public transit. And the hope is that a straight white male wearing khakis will sit down in it and ruin his clothes on the way to his horrible
Is there anybody
job.
out there who doesn't look before they sit down somewhere?
Especially on a public bus.
Right.
Oh, look, a puddle of blood. I don't think I'll sit there.
I mean, first of all, ew.
Ew. Yes.
Second of all, bitch.
Somebody needs
if
to
you're the
squirt
type of person,
that girl with a bottle of bleach.
Yeah, if you're the type of person, right? If you're the type of person who would even consider doing this, you're the kind of person whose blood I would not touch. I would
And
call
we
in.
just got took off the air in Charlotte.
That's something you get, those people who wear those big yellow chemical suits to come and clean.
Yeah.
Because bitch, your blood,
Nope. Keep it away.
Yeah.
It's beyond unhygienic. Like you do realize.
I mean, if you have something, that's where it is, right? That vicinity and that particular fluid is what has it.
Yeah. You want to get hepatitis? Because that's how you get hepatitis. So, I mean...
And bitch, you're ruining your own clothes. Your own clothes doing this.
Like they're pinching their nipples and screaming at the top of their lungs outside the White House or
Are you
whatever.
so upper middle class that you can just go out and buy more pants and more panties that you ruin?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Then stop complaining.
About privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me, you have male privilege, white male privilege. You have no right to talk.
I wonder how the
about
trans
fact
people
that I
who
bleed
think
everywhere.
they have periods are handling this. I'm going to go pee on the bus. No, not pee on the bus. Bleed on the bus. And they just go sit there for like 6 hours like, why is nothing happening? I'm on my period. I must be pregnant.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Well.
And we just got off the air in
Beaumont. There went Texas.
Chicago,
There went Central
and-
Texas. There went Central Texas. Probably Oklahoma City. Anyway. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Anyway. So, yeah, Friday. And, oh, yeah, I wanted to make sure we got like a minute left. 5 Navy sailors have been accused of running an LSD ring aboard an American aircraft carrier. That's right.
I stand corrected. There are heroes in the military.
5 U.S. Navy sailors serving on the aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan. Oh, God, it had to be the Ronald Reagan.
God, that is perfect.
Oh, the irony. 10 other sailors who were investigated for their involvement have received administrative punishments. The aircraft carrier permanently operates in the Western Pacific from its home port in Yokosuka, Japan. 2 cases pending in special court martials at an Article 32 hearing. The sailors were all assigned to the Ronald Reagan. The Navy takes allegations of this kind of misconduct very seriously and releases absolutely no details outside of the fact that, there were 10 sailors initially investigated, 14 or 15 worked on the carrier's nuclear reactor. Oh, wow. They were getting high on acid in the nuclear reactor of the boat. Yeah! You gotta love the American military. Don't go anywhere, guys. Free Talk Live coming up next.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Boost Kid Essentials Nutritionally Complete Drink, providing your picky eater with essential nutrition and great taste in one drink. Visit us at kidessentials.com. To make sure your kids eat healthy, follow the 5-a-day plan. Serve 3 servings of vegetables and 2 servings of fruit daily. Remember, a serving could just mean a piece of fruit or a half cup of veggies. If your kids are picky eaters, ask a nutritionist about other sources. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
You're 6 minutes away from a live episode of Free Talk Live, brought to you by freekeene.com. Listen live at freetalklive.com.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, November 9th, 2018. Silver is trading at $14.33 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,219 per ounce. Zen is trading at $15, and the average price of Bitcoin is $6,413. Antiwar.com reports continuing the trend of almost daily civilian casualties in Saudi airstrikes against targets in Yemen. A Saudi warplane on Thursday attacked and destroyed a house in the Zabid district of the port city of Hodeidah, killing 6. The airstrike destroyed a family's home, killing the father and 5 of his children. The mother survived but was wounded in the attack. Saudi officials have not commented on why the strike happened. Saudi-backed forces are attacking Hodeidah in recent weeks, trying to seize the vital port through which most of Yemen's humanitarian aid flows. They've taken most of the city's outskirts, but the Houthis have prevented them from entering so far. This has meant Saudi warships and planes pounding the inside of the city on a daily basis, and many of the strikes seem to be hitting random houses in residential areas. Saudi officials, who previously were defending airstrikes as militarily justified, have had little to say lately and just aren't commenting on the deaths. Zencash has changed their name to Horizon to better represent their transition from a cryptocurrency to a pioneering platform that protects consumer data. They're working towards the day when anyone will be able to build privacy-based applications on the Horizon platform and generate income from them. This will allow Horizon to bring thousands of real-life services to the community, services that provide freedom, utility, and privacy. Learn more at horizon.global and join the Horizon community, HORIZEN.global. UPI reports a federal appeals court Thursday upheld a lower court's temporary order stopping the Trump administration from ending Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or DACA. The Obama-era program had protected hundreds of thousands of young undocumented immigrants who arrived in the United States as children, known as Dreamers, from being deported. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled Thursday that President Donald Trump's decision to phase out the program would cause irreparable harm to the roughly 700,000 people it shields. The court said in its ruling, "We conclude that plaintiffs are likely to succeed on their claim that the rescission of DACA, at least as justified on this record, is arbitrary, capricious, and otherwise not in accordance with law." The ruling means a nationwide injunction, which is allowing the program to continue, remains in effect. In response, the Trump administration has asked the U.S. Supreme Court for a review of the injunction. The program, started in 2012, allows young immigrants who came to the United States as children to apply for a renewable 2-year visa to work legally and saves them from fear of deportation. Applicants must have been in the United States since at least the year 2007 and arrived before the age of 16. They must also have been under the age of 31 when DACA went into effect, must be enrolled in school, have a high school diploma, or be a military veteran, and have a mostly clean criminal record. Born into a devastating world and raised among the crowd, the Cloudwalker assumes a new identity and begins the unrelenting quest for truth. In this epic journey, he discovers dark secrets about aspects of his previous life that he once trusted. Through the journal of the Cloudwalker, he shares both the traumatic hardships and the eternal beauties of his experiences. Fueled in the beginning by his unsettling thoughts and emotions, he learns how to find peace with everything he has woken up to. Dear Society by the Cloudwalker is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports the captain of the World War II-style tourist duck boat that sank on a Missouri lake during a storm in July, killing 17 people, was charged on Thursday with misconduct, negligence, and inattention to duty in an indictment by a federal grand jury. Kenneth Scott McKee of Verona, Missouri, was charged in a 17-count indictment, 1 count for each of the passengers who died when the vessel sank on July 19th. McKee was captain of the vessel operated by Ripley Entertainment Incorporated, which ran duck boat tours in Branson, Missouri, on nearby lakes Taneycomo and Table Rock Lake, where the incident occurred. He could face a prison sentence of up to 10 years for each of the 17 counts. There were 31 passengers aboard the boat on Table Rock Lake when hurricane-strength winds churned up the water and sank the craft, causing one of the deadliest U.S. tourist tragedies in recent years. McKee is accused of failing to properly assess the severe weather, instruct passengers to use personal flotation devices, or head for shore and prepare to abandon ship. McKee's attorney, J.R. Hobbs, said in an email that he was working out with his client how he should surrender to officials. In addition to a possible sentence in federal prison without the possibility of parole, McKee could face a $250,000 fine. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
I'd like to tell you about our newest innovations in helping to keep our communities safe. Problem Creation Policing. Problem Creation Policing, or PCP, is a way to get the entire community involved in maintaining a safe neighborhood. This is more than just a neighborhood watch. We plan to have officers on the ground, helping, aiding, and surveilling for illicit activities. You never know when you're going to find some young punk doing something illegal out in public. That's why we're going to have officers everywhere. You never know when they're going to